After Jesus calls his first disciples, he heads over to Capernaum, which will become the central city for his ministry. When the Sabbath day arrives, he heads into the synagogue so that he can have an opportunity to teach, which became his weekly practice. In this synagogue was a man who was a bit strange. This man was possessed by an evil spirit, and he stood up and he yelled at Jesus, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth?" These here are fighting words. Remember how Jesus battled Satan in the wilderness? Well, Satan doesn't want to accept defeat. And anyone who knows anything about demons knows that when you talk with them, you must never, ever let them know your name. If they say your name, it means that they have power over you. So this demon in the synagogue knows Jesus, and this demon uses his name. He is trying to have more power than Jesus himself. Jesus responds by saying, "Be quiet." See, Jesus doesn't want the demon to talk because Jesus is not playing those power games. All Jesus has to say is, "Come out." Jesus has no need to know the demon's name, and he doesn't need a magical formula. He gives a command, and the demon is forced to obey. And then Jesus goes to Simon and Andrew's house. When they get there, they find Simon's mother-in-law sick in bed with a fever. Jesus goes to her without saying a word, and he helps her to her feet. And she is suddenly better. Notice again that Jesus does not need to say any magical formula. He just needed to act. And once she is cured, she gets up and she starts to serve them all. Word of this incredible deed spreads quickly, and by sunset, a huge crowd showed up. And this crowd had a bunch of sick people and demon-possessed people. And Jesus had compassion upon the crowd. I assume that he cared for them most of the night. And then early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus went out by himself so that he could pray. See, Jesus doesn't need a magical formula in order to exorcise demons or heal the sick, but he still prays. This is a demonstration of where Jesus' true power comes from. But what do you think Jesus prayed for in this instance? If it was me, I would thank God for the great success in gathering such a great crowd to minister to. Or perhaps I would pray for more power so I can perform even more healings and miracles. Or perhaps I would ask for more helpers so that I can better handle this increased work. But Jesus does not pray for any of that. He prays for direction. When the disciples find him, they say, "Everyone is looking for you." They want Jesus to return to the large crowd and continue the good work. But Jesus says no. He wants to move on, away from Capernaum, because he has come out to preach. He leaves the work at the height of its success. He walks away from the fame he has earned, and he gives it up because God told him to. He trusted God when all human wisdom would tell us to stay. How do we compare to Jesus? Do we do good works to be seen by others, or to please God?